x. Again, this is on 576. And we have f of x comma y is x to the third plus y to the third and minus 6xy. And the problem is asking us to use the d-test and find potential max-min. So we have to immediately find all those 6 partial derivatives. So we'll find fx, which is 3x squared minus 6y. Let me know if we have any questions at any point in time. Then we want to find fy, which is 3y squared minus 6x. Then we want to find fxx, which is 6x. Then we want to find fxy, which is negative 6. And then we have fyy, which is 6y. And of course, fyx has to be the same with fxy. This is first step. In step 2, we create the system. Fx equals 0 and Fy equals 0. This is similar to the critical numbers. So, Fx 3x squared minus 6y equals 0. And Fy 3y squared minus 6x equals 0. Very good. This is the system. So, first of all, I will divide by 3, both of them. So then I have x squared equals, and also move this to the other side, 2y. And then I have y squared equals 2x. So we divided by 3. And I moved terms around a little bit. Okay. So it doesn't matter which of the 2 equations you want to solve for one variable. And of course not for x squared, I will solve for y. Or I can solve this one for x. It doesn't matter. So if you solve this first equation for y, you will get x squared divided by 2. You have to plug it back in the second equation. And you have to square it. So this is x to the 4th divided by 4 equals 2x. Now, I guess I didn't want, I moved terms around like that so I can make a decision. But now, obviously, I have to multiply both sides by 4. So I have x to the 4th equals 8x. I move 8x to the other side now because this is polynomial. And I will factor out x. And I have x to the 3rd minus 8 equals 0. So now, I don't know if you remember or you don't remember the difference of cubes. So I have x, and this factors into x minus 2, x squared plus 2x, and plus 4. Bottom line, there are 4 solutions. But this has imaginary solutions. So 2 of them are real, x equals 0 and y equals 2. But from here, if you solve with the quadratic formula or with the apps in the calculator, you will see they're imaginary. Let me know if you want me to show this, or is it clear? You can also solve this equation, if you'd like, from the beginning. You don't have to factor, right? So you can put in the graphing calculator, and you will see there are only 2 solutions. So in apps, and it's 9. Yes, but the degree is 4. So I have to move to 4. And then I enter carefully, 1, yes, 0 for x squared, 0 for x, I'm sorry, negative 8 for x. So this is degree 4, this is degree 3 is missing. Degree 2 is missing. So now degree 1, this is negative 8. And the last term, which is the free term, is 0. And when I click enter, I have to get 4 solutions, 0, 2, and some gibberish. The gibberish is there are 2 imaginary solutions. So I did get the 0, I did get the 2, and I got the 2 imaginary that make no sense in this case. So back here, when I get x equals 0, I also get y equals 0. So one point is 0, 0, and the other point is, why did I write y here? I'm sorry. Makes no sense. Of course, I'm solving for x. So when x is 0, y is 0. But now when x is 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I have two solutions. In other words, we have two critical points. So therefore, we have to determine d for 0, 0. And we also have to determine d for 2, 2. So fxx, 6x, fyy. Okay, so with 0, this will be 0, minus fxy or fx squared. But this is a negative number, so there is nothing coming from here, because d must be positive. If d is negative, the test is not, it gives us a saddle point. So d equals 0 or d equals negative, we have no solutions, no max min. So now I have to determine d to 2, 2, 2. Okay, so fxx with 2, so this is 12 and this is 12. So 12 times 12 minus fxy, so minus 36. So this is obviously a positive number because this is 144 minus 36 is positive. I don't even care to find the number. That's good enough for me. So d is positive. Now I have to look at fxx. And fxx for 2 at 2, 2 is also positive. And this is a typical situation for a relative minimum. Now, what is the relative minimum? I don't know. I have to plug it in. So the actual value is f of 2, 2. So I have 8 and plus 8 minus 24. So this is negative 8. So I did get two critical points, but 0, 0 was nothing, was not a max or a min. And 2, 2 gave us a d positive and fxx positive, and this is typical for a relative minimum. What is the relative minimum? I don't know. I have to plug in 2, 2 and get the value. Is this okay?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. Anything else? Other questions? Anything else? Well, you can always stop and you know that. So I have a list of questions here that I'd like to go over. Since we already worked on a problem, because I really want to finish all of them, so I have this list. So because we already determined the, use the d-test, so this is the d-test. So let's skip this one and just work on the rest. So let's look at each and every problem. If you say, oh, this is too easy, let's move on, we'll move on. So the first question here is, maybe we should look at all of them and say, oh, this is more difficult, I need to start with this. Okay, so the first one is the integral from dx over x to the fourth. If you say, yes, we need it, then we'll do it. If you say, this is too easy, move on. So let's save some time.
I'd like to review it.
I'll say it again. Yes, is it a yes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good. So this is my page, I think 5, right? Yes. Good. So we have the integral from 1 over x to the fourth dx. Of course, this is x to negative 4 dx. So this is x to negative 3 over negative 3 plus a constant c. And you can rewrite it as this. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Any questions on this? Do you think, look at this one, you decide it's exactly the same thing, but we are given a condition to find C. I don't want to rush you, I just want to go through all of them.
Yeah, can we just go ahead and do that one too?
This one, yes, very good. So I have f prime of x, which is 4 over the square root of x, but this is really 4x to negative 1/2. And we are told that f of 1 equals negative 5. So we're asked to find the function. So you can just integrate or just find the most general antiderivative. 4 x to negative 1/2 plus 1 is 1/2 divided by the same number plus a constant c. Of course, you have to flip. So this is 8 the square root of x plus a constant c. When you plug in 1, the function is negative 5. So then the equation is negative 5 equals 8 plus a constant c. So therefore, c equals negative 13. All you have to do is just go back and plug it in. You have to rewrite the function. So f of x equals 8 to the square root of x minus 13. See if this is okay. See if we need any explanation, any... As you know, this will all be posted after class. Okay. So here we're given this integral. It's an indefinite integral. Is it a yes or a no?
Yes, please.
Very good. So here we have the integral from 1 over x plus 2x to the third plus e to 4x dx. Please remember this is natural log of the absolute value of x plus 2x to the fourth over 4 plus e to 4x over 4 plus a constant c. And yes, it will simplify. And this is it. Any questions? Is this okay, everybody? Is this okay? Okay, moving on then. The next question. The next question is giving us a function. This I will do anyway, even if you say no. We are given a function, we are given an interval, and we are asked not to calculate the integral, but find the area under the graph of this function between 0 and 4 with 4 subintervals. 4 subintervals using the left endpoint. So, page 6. So the function is f of x 0.02 x to the fourth minus 2.56 x squared plus 24. The interval is 0, 4. And they want us to find the area left with 4 subintervals. Left endpoint with 4 subintervals. So remember, from 0 to 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Leftmost point means the height is here, 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 and here. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, not 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but only at 0. Since the base is 1, I'm not going to even write it. So I have to calculate f of 0 plus f of 1 plus f of 2 plus f of 3. That's all I need to do. I will plug in the function in the graphing calculator, determine these values, and add them up. That's all I need. So I'm going to share. I'm going to go to the calculator, plug it in y equals 0.02 x to the fourth. Of course, I didn't see that there was something in there. Sorry. 0.02 x to the fourth. And then minus 2.56 x squared. And then plus 24. And then second and table. 0 I know is 24, but that's okay. Let's plug it in. 1, 2, and 3. Exactly 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. If you put 4, it's wrong. So all I have to do is just copy these. 24 plus 21.46 plus 14.08 and plus 3.58. Add them up and I'm done. Okay? So 24 plus 21.46 plus 14.08 and then plus 3.58. And this is it, 63.12. That's the area approximated under the graph of the given function on the interval 0, 4. So why was the base 1? Because from 0 to 4, 4 minus 0 is 4. 4 divided by 4, the width of the interval is 1. I should have written in front times 1. Base times height plus base times height plus base times height plus base times height. But since the base is 1, I did not write it. Any questions on this problem? Any questions? Okay. We are given the marginal cost, and we're asked to find the cost of producing whatever number you want, and then producing extra 10. Any number you want to put in there. I put 45, it can be anything. So we are given the marginal cost or marginal profit or marginal revenue, and we're asked to find the total. The total for the first 45, or the total for the extra 10 from the 45 plus 10. Is it a yes or a no? Okay, very good. So for the total cost, right? So this is the integral from c prime of x dx. We know that. So, but now the total cost is from 0 to 45. So this is the function. But the total cost has to be a definite integral from x to 2/3 dx. We calculate this. And then for the extra 10, we have the integral from 45 to 55 x to 2/3 dx. You can use the calculator to determine this, or if you want, I can show one or the other. They are both the same. I can show one or the other so we can move on. Or we move on. We move on. Okay. You know, you have to add 1. 2/3 plus 1 is 5/3 divided by 5/3. Okay, the next, we can come back to it if we have time at the end, and we'll do one or the other, or you can use the calculator. We are given a piecewise defined function, and we're asked to find the area under the graph on the interval -2, 3. Is that a yes? Very good. Good. So then the integral, so I'm copying the function here. 2x minus 1 for x less than 1, or 4x squared plus 2x minus 1 for x greater than 1, and the interval is negative 2 comma 3. So obviously we see that there is a break at 1. So the area will be the integral from negative 2 to 1 plus the integral from 1 to 3. As you see, there is a break at 1, and 1 is somewhere in the interval between negative 2 and 3. So therefore, I have to calculate two definite integrals. One